Oh, hi guys. I'm having to hold my iPad up. My two little tripods are one's kind of broken and the other one, whatever. It doesn't really go with. And then I got too much using up too much disk space or something on my phone and stuff. So you didn't need to hear all that, and I'm sorry about that. But anyway, so but back to I was did a few other videos, but I'm with all the disk space and stuff. It may be a while before any of those get back up there or get up there. But it's basically just that, it's unfortunate that so many people are falling for the imposters, you know, but I can see, which I've replied, and of course I never have, and still don't, unfortunately, the money for them. That's another reason. It's not just that, but if you are trying to do better in life and manifest money and get more work or sales or whatever, or motivation or whatever you're trying to manifest into your life or the love of your life or whatever in real life, replying to those imposters and having to say no like that and always explain yourself, that just continues the cycle of you know of saying like what my friend Angela says, your sentence is your sentence. In other words, what you think, your thoughts become things, like a lot of the great thought leaders say. And it's true though. I mean, and if you're constantly like saying that, it's hard to manifest things if you're constantly have to say, well, I can't afford this, I can't afford that, I don't even know how I'm going to make my own bills. Well, if they were that madly in love with you, why and wanted you to move into their house and sell your car because they're going to get you a new one, why don't they just fly in person with their whatever? They're obviously not. They don't care about you. They're not even them. And if you're an older actress or writer or trying to meet people and you happen to be single or divorced too and thought, on a high note or on a yeah, that too. So or you're drinking cocktails or something, or you're living in a dream world or something. And so, well, you've got to do that to a point. But basically, they probably don't know who you are either, which will help if you have to work with them and you actually do book a role with them. So that'll help you. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, it wasn't me. It was the wacky Waco woman. Okay, so anyway, oh my goodness. So that's all, folks. And I'll make some more later. But it's the reason is because and I said that in one of the other videos that I hope gets back up there. Maybe you wouldn't. I don't know, but basically is they're just so nice, regardless of whether they fall in love with you tomorrow or the next day, or they try to just be your best friend for life, and they're always worried whether you had breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and everything. And I thought, well, the next boyfriend I get, and I by the good grace of our Lord, I expect to get one. And regardless of whether he's well to do or not, I would expect him to at least be sharing and generous and helpful. And I'll be as many of those things or all those things as much as I can too. I mean, it can't be just all give and no take, or all take and no give, okay? So, but anyway, given that take, whatever. So basically, that's all. I mean, it's just that they give you a lot more attention to, and so, but eventually you're going to have to block and report them. And of course, I've never had money for them. See, there you go. It's like, see, and you're constantly saying, I don't have money for you. It's almost like maybe they're like some kind of just, if they're not a scammer, they're just somebody trying to mess with you and keep you down. It's a negative thing, really, is what it is. And like I pointed out in one of the other videos, some of those people, if it's a Nigerian romance scam, are actually parts of that is very wealthy now. I used to imagine that they were just like sitting in some jungle with somehow got a hold of a cell phone from somebody or other or something, and somehow were struggling and needed to, scam somebody so that they could, go get some bananas or something. But it's not like that. I mean, some of them are worse, and some of them, oh, and I know in one of the other videos, right when I was cut off, I was meant to say there was a documentary one time on Netflix about these scammers, and they were not Nigerian romance scammers. They were actually, I can locate the video if you want, but you can too pretty easily, I think. They were trying to scam writers and that were trying to get their projects made, and it's very bad. They're very big scammers trying to get people's projects made and scamming them. And they were very intelligent. They finally caught up with them. They were very intelligent European type guys, very classy, and they were mostly like the Nigerian romance scammers. They were after wealthy women. See, and so then I started researching a lot of that. I thought, well, if they know I don't have money for them, but they don't know, but I don't have it. But I mean, the bottom line is they don't believe it. They think a lot of them think that all Americans are rich. And then I became friends with a friend from Canada, and she got caught up with some of them too. But, she never had money for them either. But, it was kind of fun to dream about it and everything, just kind of, banter with them. But a lot of them are actually, yeah, they're just, they think that, all Americans are rich, all Canadians. They think certain people. Well, they're probably just going after everybody worldwide, So, because a lot of the other countries have some very wealthy people, and they may be the top people running the whole world. Who knows? And they're on the other side of the world from us. So, but anyway, and I'm not talking about Australia either. Whatever. I do have some friends from there too. I did even meet some one time years ago at a club in Dallas. They're a lot of fun. They like to party. But anyway, like to dance and sing and drink, of course, just like Irish people. But, okay, so back to them. They're just like making you feel better about yourself. But you can waste time with them too. I mean, if you didn't have the money for them, and you don't, but yet, and then on some level, if you're an older single woman, especially if you're an actress, and it's like the older movie star men that actually are available, there are a few that are actually single or divorced or whatever until some other girl gets her mitts on them, like they do, and a lot of them go with women, one half their age or even one third their age, and then all the stuff, and then they wonder, well, whatever, but of course, just some, I don't know, whatever people, it doesn't matter. I mean, there's people, crazy people of every age. So anyway, that's all. And, oh, I know, I was talking about how about my name, my Wacky Waco woman. I was talking about how I came up with that name. I'm actually kind of, some ways milk and toast, but I'm very creative, have a vivid imagination, and I have also tried so hard, even on a dime or a penny or whatever or more, when I had it, on and off, I have tried and worked very hard for it. I have always tried to keep my life interesting. Okay, so I'll let you go now and talk to you later, guys. Bye.